All right, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, another couple sessions for you with a little post-Father's Day commentary, because I had the pleasure, the honour of celebrating my first true Father's Day yesterday. I have two stepkids who obviously I cherish, but my first to my newborn son, my first Father's Day was yesterday, and it was fantastic. But that kind of got me thinking. It got me thinking about training and obviously what I want for him in life, you know, as I suppose any parent would. What I'd like him to pursue. Obviously, he can make his own decisions. But and then I thought, I've got a lot of friends in this kind of industry, in this, I've got a lot of friends who go to the gym, I've got a lot of friends who are coaches, this, that, and the other, and a lot of them have kids, they have children, and I've noticed this kind of shift, and it's fantastic, don't get me wrong, it is great, but I don't know, I'm just kind of different, so, for example, I've had training partners in the past, and we've trained for various goals, various things, various endeavours, usually to be stronger, to be more athletic, to do this, to do that, pretty basic shit. And all of a sudden, once they have a child, everything they do is for the child. Which, again, lovely, awesome, yeah, I get it. I also want to set a good example to my son, to my kids, that kind of thing. But everything I'm doing in the gym is not for my son. Not directly, anyway. My goals, training-wise, are purely selfish. I don't think my son, especially right now, gives a damn if I can run a 5 or a 6 minute mile. I don't think he'll care. I don't think he'll love me any less. That kind of thing. I don't think he'll care if I can deadlift 300 kilos. It'd be cool to see, I'm sure. I'm sure it'd be cool. And definitely some bragging rights at nursery. But, you know what I mean? My goals are purely selfish in the best way. I have certain goals that I am pursuing. I want to do them. And they'd be there regardless of whether I had a child or not. And they've not really changed since I've had my son. Prior to him being here, I had goals and I'd pursue them, and now I still have goals and I pursue them all the same. Indirectly, obviously, there is an element where I want to set a good example. I want my son to be in this kind of environment and get used to this environment from such an early age, which will kind of be both a benefit and a detriment to him. Obviously, it'll be benefiting him because he'll see all the members, he'll see everyone, he'll socialise, he'll be around this kind of thing, but at the same time, it's going to be so kind of, I don't know, detrimental to him in the fact that impressing him is going to take a lot. When there's guys in here routinely pulling 350, 300 kilos plus, between 300 and 400 kilos, we've got guys in here doing. We've got guys pressing 140 over the head. Those are insane numbers. Those are no matter what kind of sport you're into or whatever, or what you're around, those are insane numbers. Those are otherworldly numbers. I think being in this environment, you kind of forget what's considered not so much impressive, but normal or respectable for your average Joe. A 4-plate deadlift is strong. A 5-plate deadlift is strong. But we're seeing guys pulling 6, 7, 8 plates aside. You kind of get blind to the lower weights. You see guys squatting 6 plates aside, 4 plates a side is still good. Like, you're not weak if you're squatting 180. Just because there's guys squatting 300 doesn't make you weak. Like, you know, a 2-plate bench press for the vast majority of people is pretty damn strong. You know, just because we're seeing like people repping out 3 plates for like 10 reps, like that's like 140. So yeah, so it's kind of going to like be detrimental in that way. He's not going to be easily impressed, let's say. But yeah, all my training, again, I want him, like I said, I want him to be in this environment. I want him to not so much like pursue like certain numbers or anything, or get caught, like lost in the sauce that way or caught up in that. Just, I think the gym teaches a form of discipline and patience, because no matter what, even if even with drugs thrown into the mix, things take time. You know, building up to a respectable, say, powerlifting total, or building up to any kind of goal or endeavor takes time. It takes patience. It's a good lesson to learn. Like, pushing through a set can tell you a lot about yourself. Like, your great determination, your kind of mindset. I don't like to use the word willpower, but that kind of thing. Like the 20 rep squat is a perfect kind of example of this. Because anyone who's done a true, like, 20 rep set of squats with, like, your 10 or 12 rep max knows how fucking hard that is. You know, you get to like your 10th, 11th or 12th, and that's hard enough. You've kind of barely done that last rep, and you've still got like between 8 and 10 to go. And you're there, the bar's digging into your upper back, you're squeezing it, your arms might be going numb. You know, you might be getting a bit of like pins and needles, that kind of thing. And you're thinking, right, lungs are on fire, quads are on fire, lower back might be giving out. And you're like, right, I've got to push through this. And then maybe you get to 19 and think that's good enough, and it's not good enough, because 19's a failed set of 20, isn't it? And like, you push through it, and there've been many, many times where I've pushed through it and hit the goal. But there has been that once or twice, you know, that little handful of times where I have sandbagged it and pussied out, and that has played on my mind for so long. So I kind of want to instill that kind of discipline. I want him to get that out of it, kind of thing. But I also like what you're seeing here with me, Steve, and Andy, and Coops. I want him to get that kind of camaraderie, or, you know, form them relationships, and use the gym as an outlet. Use training as an outlet, like an expression. Because that's what it is. Like, training is like an expression of you, an expression of yourself. So I kind of want him to get that out of it. I want him to enjoy it. I want him to have fun, because that's the biggest thing for me, having fun. So yeah, so going kind of dialing back, like, yeah, I've got mates, you know, saying, oh, I'm training for my child, for my little boy, for my little girl, and I get it. I get wanting to be that kind of role model, but I think that's like an indirect outcome. It's like the icing on top. Yeah, like, your goals should be pretty selfish and personal, but indirectly, that's going to be another outcome, which is great, which is fantastic. Like, I'm not going into the gym training thinking, right, what can I do for my son? I'm thinking, right, I've got these goals. I'm going to hit them. I'm going to train. And then I will be a better father, a better person. Because that's another thing. Being fitter, stronger, healthier will ultimately make you a better parent. Not necessarily your personality, because you could be an asshole, but it will make you better at doing things, you know, playing sports, keeping up with them. Because kids, apparently, you know, when they get a bit older, they're nippy buggers. Like, right now, he's easy. He doesn't move. Like, he can't move. Like, really. So, just pick him up. It's fine. But that's another thing. If I was too weak to pick him up over my head, I'd be pretty embarrassed. If I was too unfit to catch him, I'd be well embarrassed. If I was just, you want to be the best for your kid. And I think that means physically as well as mentally, emotionally, as a good parent. So, yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say on that about Father's Day. No. All right. See you.